he shows he knows what to do with the puck there. He's a good playmaker, and he can jump on those rebounds as he just showed.
Well, certainly not the kind of penalty that you want your team to take after just taking a 3-2 lead against a heavily favored, I would think, St. John's team, when you consider that a lot of people said Exploits Valley didn't even belong in this tournament this weekend.
Oh, yes, exactly. They're doing well for themselves, Roger, and you can sense a little bit of a momentum shift here now. Exploits certainly has the momentum on their side. They're going out with a big penalty kill here now. If they can get through this one, manage to hold St. John's off the scoreboard for the rest of the period, they're really looking good going into the third.
And having Corey Mitchell off the ice for another 2 minutes certainly isn't going to help the Exploits team, because he certainly has logged a considerable amount of ice time in this hockey game this afternoon.
Yeah, he's their solid defenseman there. He kills a lot of penalties, and he also plays on the power play. So see Barry Rice out there doing so far. He's done an excellent job as well.
Faceoff will come deep inside the Exploits Valley zone. The St. John's referee questioning referee Jesse Pomeroy about something, or the St. John's coach, I should say, questioning the referee Jesse Pomeroy about something. And finally, we're ready to start play once again. Puck is dropped, and it comes to the point. It's tipped outside the line. Here's a race for the puck. St. John's get to it first in the center ice area. Almost a great opportunity there for Exploits to pick up a breakaway on the play, but it didn't materialize. Exploits Valley with the lead, 3-2 in the hockey game, second period, with 5 minutes exactly to go. Here's the shot. Grimes with the save. Rebound. And play is whistled down. The puck did come loose.
Yeah, I think Pomeroy must have lost sight of it there, Roger. Matt Grimes, again, he's a tough goalie to beat from a long shot. He takes up a lot of ground there in the net, and he just gets that big body in front of it, and he's doing a good job containing his rebounds as well. We got a St. John's... I guess it's the St. John's player down. We really can't see it from our vantage point here, Roger. I'm not sure quite what happened there. It looked like the Exploits player just came out and finished off his check.
We're tending to the injured player right now. We've got 4:56 remaining in the second period. And Exploits has taken a 3-2 lead on a goal by Mark Healy. Initially, Rory Cashin took a shot, and I thought it went in the net, unless, of course, the puck hit the boards and then bounced off the back of the net. We've seen the mesh move, and it certainly looked like it was a goal from our vantage point here. And then the puck came out the other side. Mark Healy picked it up and fired it in the net, beating Cowan to make it a 3-2 hockey game.
Yeah, I'd certainly like to have another look at it later, Roger, because it looked like to me it kind of hit that center bar, but regardless, they managed to get it in the net after that anyway, so... That's the important thing for Exploits.
And having been down 5-1 yesterday after one period of play in the round-robin game, they lead now 3-2. Boy, what a confidence booster this has got to be. And they've got to hope they can kill off the remaining time in that penalty that Corey Mitchell picked up just a few moments ago. Here's Hedges, who has one of the St. John's goals this afternoon, firing it around the boards, deep in the Exploits zone, and they'll hold it there so we get another stoppage in play.
Yeah, Roger, Exploits down 2-0. Not real early in this game, but still a little bit of a hill to climb, and they've done a good job coming back, showed some character so far.
And, of course, we mentioned once again the Pee Wee All-Stars from Exploits Valley playing in Marystown this weekend, won the provincial title, beating St. John's by a score of 5-3 in the championship game, so they're off to Charlottetown in a couple of weeks' time for the Atlantics. Our congratulations to the Pee Wee All-Star team. Long shot by Exploits to clear the puck from their own zone. Mark Healy racing in after the puck. St. John's bringing it out to the center ice area. Pass fails to connect. Loose puck goes back into St. John's territory. Horwood chasing after the St. John's defender, who fires it across the ice. Out to center ice, it's shot back into St. John's territory. And Exploits Valley doing a good job of controlling the puck on the St. John's power play advantage. Mark Healy with a long shot from the center ice area. And the goaltender Cowan leaving it there for one of his defenders. 3:50 to go, second period. Here comes St. John in across the Exploits blue line. Drop pass. And the puck comes outside the line. Here's a chance now for Exploit Valley. Going down the ice, there's a shot, a weak one. As he banged on the shot, puck in back of the goal, play is called.
Yeah, good opportunity there for Exploits. I believe it was King did a good job out forcing that defenseman. The puck came loose and he got in, almost managed a good shot on net.
I understand that Chris King also apparently has a break in his arm, so he's wearing a cast, which makes it very difficult for him to get some shots away.
Yes.
And that seems to be like second nature for Chris, because it's not the first time that's happened when he played hockey, having to wear a cast for an injury.
Yeah, well, he's had some practice at it, Roger, but like you said, controlling the puck and shooting the puck are definitely tough to do when you got a cast on.
But he's out there playing this weekend for the Exploits Valley squad. St. John's with the puck in their own zone. Corey Mitchell still in the penalty box. And of course, we've got the St. John's player picking up that misconduct, still sitting out his 10-minute misconduct penalty as Exploits fire the puck to the blue line, to center ice. Here's a pass now for King. Trying to set it up for Corey Mitchell. Here's Corey Mitchell. Scores! Corey Mitchell! Corey Mitchell coming off the ice after the penalty makes it a 4-2 hockey game.
Yeah, nice play there by Jason Little, who headman the puck up there. Rory Casson brought it in, fed it over to Corey Mitchell, and he put one through the 8-hole there.
Here you see it on the replay. There's Corey Mitchell coming off the ice after Exploits Valley did a terrific job in killing off that minor penalty. And Exploits Valley takes a 4-2 lead, and Barry, with 3 minutes left to go in the second period of Exploits, can either hang on to this 2-goal lead or increase it by another goal or two going into the third period. You gotta consider that a 2-goal bulge at least would be a big confidence builder going into the final period of this hockey game.
Yes, well, let's hope they don't sit back too much now, Roger.
Chris King. King and Walsh picking up the assists on that goal by Corey Mitchell, who had just come out of the penalty box. And he fired it past the goaltender Cowan to make it a 4-2 hockey game. And boy, we've got a humdinger going here. Here's St. John's with a long shot. Grimes got a piece of it, but it was offside call anyway.
Yeah, you mentioned there, Roger, a good penalty kill on the Exploit side. Mark Healy and Todd Horwood were on for over half of that, and you watch those guys skating around there, and they're giving 120% for every second they were on there, and that really makes a difference.
They were controlling the puck and controlling much of the play during that man advantage while they were out there. Horwood again out there for Exploits now, as is Healy. Puck at center ice. Jason Little leaves it there. St. John's come up with it. And the puck goes into the St. John's bench area, and then we get a bit of pushing and shoving between Corey Mitchell and one of the St. John's players. Connolly, I believe, is the player who was mixing things up with Corey Mitchell there just a few moments ago, but really harmless little exchange between those two.
Yeah, I think Corey Mitchell's getting under the St. John's player's skin there a little bit, and maybe that's part of Corey's plan. I certainly hope that Exploits don't let this 2-goal lead them to think that they can sit back a little bit now. If anything, they need to pick up the pressure a little more. If they could get one more goal there now to really get St. John's in trouble.
Puck drop from the face-off in the center ice area. Exploits shooting it to the St. John's blue line. It's Cliff with it over for his teammate Exploits now. Off the boards, dumping the puck inside the line. And Richard Cliff goes after it. Cliff around the board, shooting it but not out. Now it goes just outside the line. Here's Walsh with it. Horwood there as well. They get it inside the St. John's zone. Horwood trying to get it over for one of his teammates, Pritchard. Now it's in back of the goal. And they fire it around the boards. Out to the point. Now it's dumped back into the corner. Exploits doing a good job of holding the puck inside the St. John's zone with 1:35 to go. Second period. And it's a 4-2 Exploits lead over St. John's. St. John's bringing the puck in across the line. It's dumped right back out to center ice. Nice job by Exploits Valley to get that puck outside the zone very quickly and shoot it out to center ice area. Here's a St. John's with the puck outside in the center ice area. Murphy now in across the line, gets a weak shot, finds the save, rebound, almost went to a St. John's player coming in on the left wing, but it was steered out of harm's way. Back comes Exploit. 1 minute to go, second period. Chris Walsh ran into a St. John's player as he brought the puck in across the line. Walsh getting a shot at one of the St. John's players, and he's going to get a penalty for that particular incident. As the whistle blows, the referee, Jesse Pomeroy, signaling a penalty.
I didn't quite see what happened there, Roger. It was a little away from the play, but St. John's guys still down. It looks like Exploits are going to be short-handed for a couple of minutes. When we talked at the beginning of the game here about what the key was to Exploits' success here, we mentioned their more physical play, and they certainly brought the physical play to this game today.
I don't know if we have... We didn't catch that particular incident on the replay, unfortunately, so we can't tell exactly what happened. But Walsh is going to pick up a penalty on the play, Chris Walsh. And the last thing that I seen was it appears as though Walsh had punched him or something, because I seen the last motions of the fist going through a punching motion. Roughing is the call, and the St. John's player still on the ice, being tended to by Harry Foley from the St. John Ambulance and the coaching staff, with 47 seconds remaining in the second period. And again, our thanks to the sponsors who make the broadcast possible for you, including K&L Sports, High Street, downtown Grand Falls, Windsor, and of course Donini's Pizza and Donair, who are going to give a pizza to the winning team here this afternoon or tonight, whichever team that might be. And we will also be choosing, in addition to that, a Player of the Game award winner for the team from Exploits, who will also receive a pizza compliment to Joe and all the staff at Donini's on Duggan Street.
I think we saw, Roger, in yesterday's game, one time I know they scored, St. John's did, with 1 second left in the period, and another time they scored late in the period. So we got 47 seconds left here in this one, and it would certainly do a lot for Exploits if they could hold them down for the rest of this period and take their 2-goal lead into the third.
Exploits. Some of the players on the ice having a bit of a chat with one another, waiting to see if the St. John's player is going to get back on his feet very soon. Goaltender Matt Grimes, of course, having a chat with some of his players at the far end of the ice. And boy, Matt Grimes has certainly come up with the big saves when he's had to in this hockey game, Barry. That's not to say that Colin Pritchard didn't yesterday when he played the first period of that round-robin game between these two clubs, but Pritchard didn't get a heck of a lot of help from his defense in the first period of what ended up to be a 6-3 loss. He gave up 5 goals in that first period.
Yeah, and again, Roger, certainly wasn't Colin's fault there. St. John's were all over him. The Exploits defenders got caught a little bit flat-footed there, and they found themselves in a hole real early. Matt, again, the goal, I'm not sure what the shots and goal have been so far this game, but I would say they're fairly even, and Matt has made some big saves.
Well, Dr. Jim King from the Exploits team has gone to help the St. John Ambulance officials and the St. John's coaching staff deal with their injured player right in front of goaltender Chris Cowan, or Craig Cowan, I should say, for the St. John's hockey team. 4-2 is the score for Exploits Valley. Exploits Valley having to come back from a 2-goal deficit early in this hockey game to tie things up at 2. Then they went ahead 3-2, and then they scored after Corey Mitchell came off the ice on a penalty and fired the puck. Now the referee is being called over to where the injured player is by the St. John's coaching staff.
St. John's player hasn't moved too much at all, Roger. He's still lying face down on the ice there, and
I think they may be going for a stretcher.
It looks to me like they're keeping his head and his neck pretty stable there, so I'm assuming there's a possibility that it may be something serious. And again, I'm sure with Dr. King out there and Harry Foley, they're going to take all precautions necessary just to ensure that the proper care is given just in case it is a serious injury. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Like you said, it looked like to me that Walsh just kind of darted it at him, and when he did, he hasn't moved much since.
Oh, they're bringing the stretcher out on the ice there now, and
I think St. John's are pretty frustrated here so far, Roger, especially in the last half of this period since Exploit's taken the lead. They're kind of feeling like what hit them, you know.
They vehemently argued some of the penalty calls they got, particularly when they ended up playing 2 men short during a stretch here in the second period of the hockey game, and they argued the calls vehemently. And you know, you can argue, I guess, all that you want, but if the referee doesn't see something or sees something one way and doesn't see it your way, you can argue all you want. The referee is not likely to change his mind.
No, the referee is never going to change his mind on one of those calls. You know, I think it's just the age-old story there when it comes to hockey. You got two people looking at the play, and both sides see it in two different ways.
And of course, we want to mention, while we have the opportunity once again to extend our congratulations, albeit I know the players from the Exploits Valley High School hockey team are probably somewhat dejected after losing 5-4 to the Ascension Collegiate Astros last night in the championship game of the Provincial 4A High School Hockey Tournament in the Goulds, giving up a couple of goals late in the third period, Barry, to let Ascension tie things up, and then they won it in overtime. Unfortunately, that's the break sometimes in hockey, but our congratulations to them.
Yes, so definitely congratulations. These go out to them for a strong effort. A very, very disappointing loss, but no doubt there. I've been in that position before, and it's going to take them a while to get over it, but sometimes that's all you can do. That's sport.
And, of course, Exploits Valley High also has something else coming up pretty soon, and that's the first ever Harmsworth Cup Challenge that's going to take place in Stephenville very, very shortly in the month of April. If we get a chance a little later on, we'll talk about that.
Yes.
For now, though, we're going to take a bit of a break here as they still continue to look after the injured St. John's player on the ice, and we certainly hope that the injury is not serious. We'll be back in just a few moments as we continue the game. Barry Emanuel back here at Windsor Stadium after a very long delay because of an injured St. John's player on the ice who had to be carried off the ice on a stretcher, Barry, and that's the kind of thing that you don't like to see. Injuries are obviously a part of the game, but this looks as though it could be a serious injury. Let's certainly hope that it's not.
Yes, Roger, like I said, you really hate to see someone being wheeled off on a stretcher there. It gives the indication that the injury may be a serious one. The play itself looked kind of innocent to me, but sometimes in the innocent plays you can still get serious injuries, and let's hope that he's going to be okay.
Now, St. John's has just asked for a measurement on a hockey stick. And one of the linesmen has gone to the penalty, or to the officials' room. Corey Mitchell is the player in question whose stick was taken by one of the game officials, and they're gone now to check and do a measurement on the stick, which would give the St. John's hockey team a two-man advantage. And we've got 47 seconds showing on the clock here before the end of the second period of this hockey game, and then of course we'll take a break, clean the ice, and then come back for the third period of the hockey game. But I guess the St. John's team pulling out all the stops.
Well, I guess they got a power play there now, 5-on-4, and it's a risky move to make, of course, because if the stick is legal, St. John's will get a penalty, but at the same time, if he's successful there, it may prove to be a good move.
If the stick is legal, of course, then it becomes a delay of game penalty against the St. John's team. The referee is calling one of the St. John's players over. Corey Mitchell is there as well. The referee, Jesse Pomeroy, talking to the official. Still holding onto the stick, so obviously it must be an illegal stick.
I think, Roger, I heard Jesse saying that they don't have a stick gauge in the room there, so St. John's are actually providing them with a stick gauge. So
well, there you go. So
let's hope the gauge is not illegal. I would say that St. John's feel pretty confident that this stick is illegal, or else they wouldn't make this move right now.
Well, it can be a risky move, but I guess if you're down by 2 goals and you're trying to put some spark back into your hockey team, particularly after the injury to the St. John's player, and again, we don't know which player it was, and we certainly hope it's not a serious injury. It is a penalty to the Exploits Valley team. Corey Mitchell using an illegal stick. That's the indication from the referee, Jesse Pomeroy. Or is it?
I think Exploits are arguing now about the fact that the referees got the stick gauge from the St. John's bench, but I don't really see that being a factor myself.
A gauge is a gauge is a gauge, I guess. And well, having seen the gauges, I don't really know if there's a heck of a lot that you can tamper with, really, is there, Barry?
No, you just measure it from heel to tip, Roger, and the little piece of metal there slides through. The stick is illegal, and I guess that's what happened.
Corey Mitchell still arguing with the referee about something, and we still have 47 seconds left, and this comes after a long, long delay. After the injury to the St. John's player who was carried away in a stretcher. We had the folks from the St. John ambulance here, some officials from both teams looking after the St. John's player who virtually did not move, or at least from our vantage point, we didn't see him move from the time that he went on the fell to the ice. And again, we sincerely hope that it's not a serious injury. That's not the kind of thing that you like to see in a hockey game. And while we get a chance, Barry, we should probably say thanks to our friends from Irving Oil for providing us with some bottled water, some Riverdale bottled water. Here's a chance for Exploits now, going in on a breakaway. There's the shot, and scores! 5-2! Chris King on a breakaway makes it 5-2!
Yeah, Chris King really turned on the Jets there, Roger. He picked up the puck well in his own zone, pushed it up the board.
Here's the replay. You see King waited until the very last moment, Barry. He waited till the goaltender, Cowan, had committed himself, and then just flicked the backhander over top the sprawling goaltender. He had no chance on the play.
Yeah, it was a real impressive play there by King. Like I said, he really picked up his speed there. He was fortunate that the defenseman fell down there that was chasing him. He went in, went to his backhand, and put it in the open side.
Chris King, you see the scoring play once again on the replay. Nice play by King to make it a 5-2 hockey game, and boy, that's got to be a big goal. If there's no more scoring here in the second period, that's got to be a big goal for Exploits.
That's a huge goal, Roger.
St. John's with the puck inside the Exploits zone. Chris King with the scoring play to make it a 5-2 hockey game here. St. John's with the puck in front. Grimes with the save. Puck comes back to the point. It goes outside the line. And that should pretty well do it for the second period as St. John's retrieves the puck back into their own zone. There's the shot off the boards into the center ice area. And after 2 periods of play, it's Exploits Valley 5, St. John's 2 in the championship game of the Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge here at the Windsor Stadium. And Barry, that last goal by Chris King in the Exploits outshooting St. John's 15-5 in that second period. And that last scoring play by Chris King here in the last minute of play after that really, really long delay because of the injured player, the injured St. John's player, and the officials tending to him. You kind of thought that a long delay like that would hurt one of the two teams. It usually does. But obviously, Exploits getting that goal has to give them a big boost going into this third period.
Oh, I can't say enough about how huge that goal was, Roger. I don't expect this third period to be scoreless, so it's a big advantage being up by 3. Chris King again made a really nice play there, turned on the Jets, went in and made a nice move on the goaltender. I think, too, St. John's have been, a little upset with the referee in the second period, and certainly the first 5-on-3 that Exploits had was a turning point in the game thus far. And now they find themselves again after taking a chance in a stick measurement and getting a penalty out of it, and then to have a short-handed goal scored against them got to be really deflating.
A shorthanded goal with 2 men. He's sitting in the penalty box for Exploits. Boy, that's got to be a real big downer going into that dressing room. I'd hate to hear what the talk is inside that dressing room right now.
Yeah, well, I guess they're going to have to say, forget about it now. We still got a power play going into the third period. Let's get one early and get back into the game. And at the same time, Exploits needs to stay with it and not sit back too much.
Okay, Barry Manuel, we'll be back in just a short time after we clean the ice surface here and get ready for the start of period number 3 in the championship game of the Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge here at the Windsor Stadium after 2 periods of play. Exploits leads it by a score of 5-2 against St. John's. After 2 periods of play here at the Windsor Stadium in the championship game of the Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Tournament here in Grand Falls, Windsor this weekend, it's Exploits leading St. John's 5-2. And Barry Manuel, that last goal in the last minute of the second period has to figure as a big goal for the team from Exploits.
Yeah, well, 15 minutes left for the Exploits team, and they're off to Campbellton, New Brunswick for the Atlantic Championships, Roger, and I'm sure those guys realize that. And with a 3-goal lead now, they really need to keep up the intensity here in the third period and hang on to that lead.
Should make a correction, too. We talked earlier about the Pee-wees from Exploit Valley winning the provincials. As I understand it now, we suggested that they were going to Charlottetown PEI, but apparently there is no tournament in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, because there is no Atlantic sponsor for this, the Pee-wee Championships any longer. The Bantam Tournament, of course, is sponsored by Irving Oil, who are sponsoring this provincial playdowns, and we're underway third period with St. John's holding a 2-man advantage, but they trail by 3 goals, 5-2. Matt Grimes in back of the goal, puts it onto a St. John's stick, the shot, they score! St. John's with a quick goal, 17 seconds into the third period.
Yeah, I think Matt got caught out of position there a little bit. He went back behind the net. He couldn't recover. The puck came out, and all St. John's had to do was fire it in the open side. It's a big goal there for St. John's to get it one as quick as that.
Grimes out of the goal, and the puck came across the ice, and the player was right there to put the puck into the net to make it a 5-3 hockey game for Exploits Valley. So that goal that we talked about late in the second period could turn out to be a big goal for this Exploits Valley hockey team. With St. John's getting that quick goal, that has to be a bit of a confidence builder for them.
Oh, a big boost for the St. John's team, and remember, Exploits are still down 1 man here.
Face-off in the center ice area. We'll wait for the official on the scoring play. But St. John's has come back with a goal here early in the third to make it a 5-3 hockey game. The championship of the Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Tournament here at Windsor Stadium. We started with 6 teams down to 2, and 1 will emerge victorious here tonight and head to Campbellton, New Brunswick to represent Newfoundland and Labrador at the Atlantics. Here's a race for the puck into the St. John's zone. Chris King racing in after that puck. King. Hedges and Clark picking up the assists on the goal by Matthew Walsh. Back to the point, St. John's with a shot that was knocked down by an Exploit stick. Loose in front of the goal. Grimes has it. Makes 1 save, 2 saves, and then holds on for the faceoff.
Yeah, a little weak clearing attempt there by the Exploit team. The defenseman picked it up, put it in on net. They had a couple shots at the rebound, but Matt was able to hang on there.
Corey Mitchell is back out on the ice after having served out his minor penalty. So he's back out there. So we're playing even Steven now after 1 minute 16 seconds of this third period. And remember, of course, that we're playing 15-minute periods in this Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge. Mark Healy racing after the puck all the way into the St. John's zone. In the corner, Healy has it. Tries to get it over for Jason Little. The shot went wide. Rory Cashin dumps the puck into the corner. St. John's there first. It's tied up along the boards. Jason Little trying to hang on to it. Player knocked down. St. John's player, that is. And the puck is cleared to the center ice area. Back comes St. John's. In across the line. It's Richard Connors with a shot. And that's steered wide by Matthew Grimes. It's set up in front. Play intercepted. And Exploits content to clear it down the ice. Connors racing back after the puck. And it's left there for him by Craig Cowan, the St. John's goaltender. Here's an errant pass. Exploits with a chance. The shot over top the net. A backhander over top the net. Chris King, I believe, was the one who took the backhander over top the net. Here's a chance for Pritchard now. Pritchard in the corner. He's bodied off the puck. Pritchard still in after fighting for possession. St. John's come up with it and cleared out to center ice. At center, Exploits fired over on the far boards. Pritchard dumps it back into the St. John's zone. Making St. John's work to get the puck out of their own zone. It's dumped to the corner. In the corner, it's fired along the board. Exploit. Can't hang on to it. St. John's come up with it. They shoot it into the center ice area. Herb Gibbons chasing after the puck. Gibbons gets it to the corner. Exploits picks it up. Tries to clear it out. It's in back of the goal. They try to set it up in front. Barry Rice trying to clear that puck for Exploits. Now it's dumped out to the center ice area. Here's the race for it, going in on goal. The shot, the rebound, another save by the goaltender Cowan. After Exploits comes dangerously close to making it a 3-goal hockey game again. Long shot, and Grimes makes the glove save and holds on for a faceoff.
Yeah, Chris King had a couple of chances there in that shift, Roger.
All right, let's watch this on the replay. Chris King with a shot, the rebound, another save by the goaltender Cowan. And then St. John's came right back and took that long shot after they got the puck into the center ice area. So Exploits coming dangerously close.
Yeah, that was an excellent save by the St. John's goaltender.
Faceoff will be deep inside Exploits Valley territory. We're down to 11:45 in the third period. It's 5-3 for Exploits Valley against this St. John's team. Puck dropped from the faceoff. Exploits Valley. It's Cashin with it to the center ice area. Cashin in across the blue line, still with it. Fanned on his shot. Wound up for a shot, but then he fanned on it. Puck is just outside the blue line. St. John's with it. St. John's player knocked down by Cashin. St. John's trying to bring the puck in across the line. That play was intercepted. And the puck is dumped to the center ice area. Racing in after it. Cashin for Exploits Valley. Now it's back to the Exploits blue line. Puck fired ahead. St. John's with a long shot, and Grimes with an easy save on that shot by Colin Doyle, one of the St. John's defenders, from all the way back on his team side of the center red line. Here's Mike Healy now going in on goal. Fanned on his shot as he got in across the blue line. And Exploits Valley dumping the puck into the center ice area from their own zone. St. John's trying to get themselves organized. We're down to 10:45, third period. That's how much time we've got remaining. St. John's player bodied along the boards as he got in across the blue line, but he gets up very quickly on the play. Exploits Valley come up with the puck. Here's Exploits Valley trying to get the puck out of their own zone. It's brought back in offside.
Yeah, Exploits are still playing good hockey here, Roger, and I suggest that they don't do anything differently than they've been doing really the whole game, and just give 100% effort here. And although they should be a little bit cautious here now, not being caught defense and pinching, that sort of thing. Two-goal cushion with 10:28 left.
But be as aggressive as possible. That's the key to winning this hockey game for Exploits Valley. Be as aggressive as you can. Try to put the puck in the net continuously. They lead by 2 now. Here's Exploits Valley in the center ice area. Puck is knocked off a stick out to the neutral zone. St. John's bringing the puck in across the line. On the left side, puck goes to the corner. It's in back of the net. St. John's trying to wrap around right through the crease. And the puck steered out of harm's way. Once again, they try to set it up in the slot. Backhander. And that one went wide. It goes to the corner. St. John's trying to hold on to it. It's cleared around the boards, and Exploits Valley come up with it. Down the ice, in across the line. Pritchard trying to reach the loose puck and couldn't, and back comes St. John's. Pass knocked down by a Exploits Valley stick in the center ice area. And once again, Exploits Valley shoot it right back into the St. John's zone. Here's a chance, the shot right on. Cowan with the save on that shot. From center ice, Exploits Valley dump it right back into the St. John's zone. St. John's trying to complete a pass. Rory Cashin gets the puck in the center ice area and fires it into the St. John's zone. Mark Healy in there after the puck. Jason Little also. It goes along the boards, and St. John's come up with it. Here's St. John's bringing the puck in across the line. Player is taken to the boards by Rory Cashin. Now Exploits Valley get it out to center ice. Jason Little out there with Healy. Hit Little with a shot that went just wide. The goaltender coming way out of the goal, and it went just wide. Puck is cleared around the board. St. John's still with possession. Here's Rory Cashin with it. Dumps it to the corner for Jason Little. Healy in the slot area. Can't get to it. Puck went off a player just wide of the goal mouth. Out to center ice. At center, it's Barry Rice with it. Rice, backhander to shoot it back into the St. John's zone as Exploits Valley completes some player changes. Pritchard out there now, along with Chris King intercepting the puck. King pass. There's a shot. Oh! And the St. John's goaltender, Cowan, just got a piece of it. It would have gone wide of the goal in any case. Back to the point. There's a shot right on the ice. Intercepted by St. John's. Here they come into the center ice area. Drop pass. Winding up the shot. Grimes makes a nice pad save on the play. And the puck comes back out to center ice. Here's Pritchard in across the line. Glove save. Cowan with it. The rebound. Pritchard got the shot again, and it went just wide. St. John's trying to fire it around the boards. And they do to the center ice area. St. John's looking for some kind of a spark plug as time continues to run down in this hockey game for this St. John's team. They led the game 2-0 before Exploits staged a big comeback. And Exploits, after tying it up at 2, has never looked back. They went ahead 3-2, then 4-2, and then 5-2 before St. John's came up with a goal early in this third period. Here's Exploits again with the puck in the St. John's zone. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Exploits dumping it right back inside St. John's territory. Here's a chance now for Horwood over to Mitchell. The save by Cowan, the goaltender. Play is called.
Exploits are really taking it to St. John's now, Roger. Outside of one scoring opportunity there a few seconds ago when Matt Grimes came up big. They've been getting the bulk of the scoring opportunities. A long time in between whistles that time. It looks to me that the Exploits coaches have decided to shorten their bench a little bit too. It looks like they're going with a couple of lines now, and they're keeping the shift short. So.
Face-off deep in the St. John's zone. Puck dropped, and from the face-off, a battle for possession. It comes out to center ice, and Rice shoots it right back inside St. John's territory. St. John's working to get the puck out of their own zone. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the third period. Puck is in back of the Exploits goal. St. John's trying to hold on to it. They have the puck. They set it up in front. St. John's player with it can't get a shot away. Here's a backhander into the slot area. And that's steered out of harm's way. There's a shot. Grimes making the save. Puck is cleared off the boards, but not out. No, it's flipped high into the air to the center ice area. And two Exploits players, Rory Cashin, almost ran into one of his own teammates in the center ice area. Here's Connors now for St. John. Losing the puck. Rory Cashin couldn't hang on to it. Puck goes into the St. John zone. Cashin now at center ice. Leo Pritchard in across the blue line. Couldn't hang on to it. St. John's once again with possession of the puck. Here's a pass. In across the blue line. Taken to the board. Is Herb Gibbons. Gibbons goes down on the play, and we get a stoppage. Let's see if we can watch that last play on the replay here as the St. John's team is arguing for a penalty call.
I think it was a fairly small hit there, Roger, unless he went into the boards there awkwardly. I don't think there's any case here for a penalty. I see Mark Healy out there on the last couple of shifts. He's been a real workhorse for this Exploits team here today. He's killed a lot of penalties. We're going to see the replay here again. Yeah, I don't think that's nothing too serious here. With the long delay injury we had too in the second period, Roger, I was talking to a couple of people there during the intermission, and they mentioned that same player was injured yesterday from a checking from behind incident, and that he was experiencing some neck spasms. So it might be the case that little shot he took from the exploits player might have aggravated that injury.
Well, let's certainly hope it's not a serious injury, and likewise with the player that's on the ice there right now, let's hope that's not a serious injury. We've got 5:57 to go here in the third period of this hockey game, and Exploits has really played aggressive here in the third period, and Barry, for the next 5 minutes 57 seconds, you would almost think that the coaching staff is going to say, boys, forget this defensive shell nonsense, play aggressive.
Well, that's what they've been doing so far, and it's been successful for them, Roger, and they can't get away from that. For them to sit back now and let St. John's take the play to them could be detrimental. So I expect them to keep up the pressure on them right to the final buzzer.
And we've got a really good crowd on hand for this championship game of this Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge. Of course, the sponsor is Irving Oil, and our telecast tonight is being made possible with the compliments of K&L Sports on High Street, downtown Grand Falls, Windsor, and also Donini's Pizza and Donair on Duggan Street, Grand Falls, Windsor, who are going to supply the winning team here tonight with a pizza, I believe, right after the hockey game. And we're also going to be awarding a Player of the Game award, so somebody from the Exploits team is also going to get a pizza for their enjoyment personally. Compliments of the folks at Donini's, Joe and all the staff. A big thank you to all of the folks from Donini for their generous contribution to our telecasts here this weekend.
I think, Roger, ever since halfway through the second period there, when Exploits had the 5-on-3, St. John's coaching staff has been pretty upset with referee Pomeroy, but from what I can see, I think he's done a fairly good job. It's just the age-old story of, someone's going to get upset if things not going your way, and that's the nature of the beast.
Well, the St. John's team could argue that Exploits had a two-man advantage at one point, but then so did the St. John's team. So, and again, penalties are penalties. Here's Exploits now bringing the puck in across the line. Weak shot. That was steered wide by Cowan, the goaltender for St. John's. It's in back of the goal. St. John's with possession. Richard Cliff firing the puck into the center ice area, and Exploits content to dump it right back into the zone. Mark Oakley with it now. Oakley leaving it there for Cliff. Out to center ice. In the center ice area. Here comes St. John's. In across the line. Number 57, that's Jason Hedges, who has one of the 3 St. John's goals here tonight. Here's Pritchard trying to break through the defense and then lost possession of the puck. St. John's firing it around the boards and out to the center ice area. And once again, St. John's trying to get something going. They're trailing by 2 goals. The puck goes out of the playing surface, so we get a stoppage in play.
Yeah, the pace has been really high for the majority of this game, Roger, and I just hope that Exploits are saying to themselves now, we got 4.5 minutes left here. Let's dig down for the last 4.5 minutes. I'm sure they're tired out there, but when you think of the ultimate prize they're going to get if they win this game, I think it's not too much to ask for them to dig down a little deeper for the last 4.5 minutes.
And, of course, the winner of this hockey game goes on to Campbellton, New Brunswick for the Atlantic Championships. Puck is at its center ice, and it's fired off the board. Exploits getting the puck, or trying to get the puck into the center ice area. Here's Jason Little with it. Long shot from outside the blue line, over top. The goal hits the glass and bounces halfway outside the zone. Now it's clear to the center ice area. St. John's. Here's Clark with it. Brian Clark, who had a couple of goals in yesterday's 6-3 St. John's victory over Exploits. Passing at the shot. Scored! We've got a 1-goal hockey game.
Yeah, Roger, Exploits just got caught there not being strong enough to dump the puck out of their zone. St. John's capitalized on it, hit the man in the slot, and he made a nice shot to put it home.
Let's see if we can see that one on the replay and show you exactly what happened on that scoring play. St. John's making it a 1-goal hockey game. Here's the replay. There's the player moving right into the slot area from just inside the blue line and firing the puck and getting that goal. Big scoring play for the St. John's hockey team with 4:16 remaining in the third period.
Yeah, all of a sudden St. John's are back within 1, and there's still plenty of time on that time clock. So again, Exploits need to keep that intensity up and keep being aggressive.
Matthew Wall gets the goal. Hedges and Clark picking up assists on the scoring play for the advantage of the folks who are watching the broadcast. Hedges and Clark, numbers 57 and 56 respectively, and they're a big part of the St. John's offense and have been this weekend.
Yes, certainly, Roger. And you see Matt Grimes here. I don't think either of the goalies are going to take any chances in close now with trying to play around with the rebounds. They're going to go for the face-off. And
we've got a one-goal hockey game with just under 4 minutes left to play in the third period. Exploits lead it 5-4. St. John's with the puck inside the Exploit zone. Exploits brings the puck into the center ice area. Here they come, 3-on-2, in across the line. Leo Pritchard with it. Pritchard tries to set it up in the slot, went off a skate, and it goes wide of the goal. It's cleared around the boards, right from the point. Fires it over on the far board. A race for possession of the puck. Pritchard in there. He's tied up along the boards. They try to clear it, went off Pritchard. Once again, they try to clear it, and Pritchard knocked it down. Here's Pritchard trying to get it into the slot area. Over to one of his teammates. The puck goes to the goaltender, Callan, who grabs it and holds on for a face-off.
Yeah, we got a real nail-biter going here now, Roger, with 3:18 left in the third period.
It's 5-4, Exploits Valley leading St. John's. St. John's with a quick goal early in the third period to make it a 5-3 hockey game, and then getting one just a few moments ago. And as Barry mentioned, a real nail-biter here with 3:18 remaining in the third period. The face-off coming deep inside the St. John's zone. Puck drops on the face-off. It's back to the point. There's a shot. Went off a St. John's player. The puck cleared into the center ice area. Exploits Valley with possession. They fire the puck ahead. Rory Cashin had it go off his stick. St. John's gains possession in their own zone. A pass intercepted. Exploits dump it right back into the St. John's zone. Cashin got a hold of the puck and took a shot that went wide. Rory Cashin with a shot that went just wide. St. John's with the puck deep in their own zone. They try to clear it along the boards. Cashin got there first and knocked the puck down. And St. John's cleared it into the center ice area. Once again, Rice dumping the puck from center ice right back into the St. John's zone. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, third period. Exploits Valley dump it back into the St. John's zone. And again, St. John's have to work to get the puck out. St. John's trailing by 1 goal. It's 5-4. Loose puck at center. Here comes St. John's. It's Clark with it. Clark out there with Hedges. Clark trying to set it up in front of the goal. Clark goes in back of the net. There's a shot from just inside the blue line. It's loose at the side of the goal. There's a shot. Grimes stopped that one. The puck off the boards, back to the point. St. John's dump it in the corner. We're down to 1:59. There's a shot. That one blocked right in front of the goaltender, and he grabs the puck and holds on for a face-off.
Yeah, a few anxious moments there, Roger, around the Exploits net, but Matt Grimes came up big again with the save and managed to contain that rebound. Exploits seem to be doing a good job, and him and St. John's into their own end there, Roger. And Healy and Little and Rory Casson there on that last shift did an excellent job.
Well, we've got 1:56 seconds to go, and St. John's or Exploits Valley is going to have to get the puck back into that St. John's zone and try to hem St. John's inside their own zone. And, of course, we'll have to wait and see if the goaltender, Brent Cowan, is going to come out of the goal if he will, for the extra attacker as time runs out for St. John's. Exploits Valley clearing the puck to their own blue line to center ice. Jason Little with it. Little with a shot. The goaltender, Cowan, I'm sorry, that's Walsh. Chris Walsh with a shot, and Cowan, the goaltender, made the save, and he didn't want to take any chances and decided to hold it for a face-off.
Yeah, I think it's the point in the game now, Roger. We know that St. John's likes to keep their wingers high there and try to sneak in behind the defense, so I think Exploits need to be aware of that. They have been keeping a winger high.
Face-off will be in the St. John's zone. That was one of the things that the St. John's team was doing quite a number of times in the first period of that game yesterday. But they were sneaking around the defenseman. St. John's has called a timeout with 1:40 left to play in regulation time. A bit of strategy, obviously, on the part of the coaching staff, and I wonder if the coaching staff is going to be talking to the goaltender, Craig Cowan, and if they don't score within the next 25 seconds or so, I guess the signal will be if the puck is inside their blue line, you come to the bench so we can get the extra attacker out there. And you hear the fans now starting a big chant. We're in between the fans for both sides here, but the fans obviously from Exploits Valley pretty upbeat with this 5-4 lead that they have right now. But again, we've still got a minute 40 seconds left to play in regulation time.
I'm sure St. John's called a timeout just to discuss what they were going to do when it came time to pull that goalie. But also, their stronger players have been on the ice for a fair amount of time, so he's also getting them a little bit of a rest there.
So the face-off will come deep inside St. John's territory, and once again we say thanks to the sponsors making our telecast possible. This telecast and the telecast yesterday, the round-robin game between these two teams, K&L Sports, downtown Grand Falls, Windsor, and also Denise Pizza and Donair on Duggan Street, 489-0000. Puck drops on the face-off. St. John's win it. Puck is along the boards in the St. John's zone. Horwood in after it. It's cleared around the boards. Exploits Valley trying to keep it in. They hold it against the boards. We're down to a minute 30 seconds now. Horwood beating it along the boards to one of his teammates, trying to keep it in. St. John's come up with it and get it to center ice. At center, puck is cleared over on the far boards. No one there for Exploits Valley. St. John's will dump it in. We've got a minute 15 to go. Cowan still inside the goal as the puck comes to center ice. Here's Oakley with it for St. John's from center. Long shot. Grimes loses it. They score! St. John's! How did Matt Grimes let that one go in? 1:04 left to play, and the goaltender Cowan was looking toward the bench when Oakley takes the shot from the center ice area, and I don't know what happened, but let's have a look at it on the replay.
It was kind of an end-over-ender shot there, Roger. I think Matt might have took his eye off it there at the last second. Almost like a knuckleball effect there. St. John's has got to tie it up here with a minute left to go, Roger, and it's certainly a disheartening goal for Exploits, but they can't give up the ship just yet. They need to come back now and show their character again.
Mark Oakley has tied up the hockey game with 1:04 remaining to play. Here's the scoring play once again. It looked as though Grimes had the glove up, and perhaps the puck went a little bit higher than he was anticipating and went off the end of his glove and just caught the corner of the net.
Yeah, you certainly feel bad for a goaltender in that type of situation, Roger, but those type of things happen, and it's a tie ball game now, and we got to...
Scoring play once again here as we get set to resume play with 1:04 remaining in regulation time. Referee Jesse Pomeroy having some words. Here's the scoring play once again. Here's Oakley at center ice with that long shot, and look at Grimes. Thought he had it with the glove, and it looked like it went off the end of the top part of the glove and into the net to tie the score up at 5-all with 1:04 remaining in regulation time. What a break for the St. John's hockey team. And we're underway again. The puck goes off an Exploits Valley stick into the crowd, so we get a stoppage in play.
Again, Roger, the shot was, I mean, sometimes it's easier to have a nice hard shot come at you at a good pace than it is to have an end-over-end, in-between speed shot come at you, and that seems to be the case there. It might have looked like a real easy save, and of course, Matt will be the first one to tell you that he should have had it, but it's a little bit late now.
And Mark Oakley looked like he was simply trying to get the puck from the center ice area. Looked like he was simply trying to clear the puck inside the Exploit zone so that the goaltender Cowan could come to the bench. But we're all tied with 44 seconds remaining. St. John's dumping the puck into the Exploits Valley zone. Out to center ice. Horwood bringing the puck in across the line, waiting for one of his teammates to get on side as he dumped the puck inside the St. John's zone. We're down to 25 seconds in regulation. It looks as though the St. John's team has forced overtime in this championship game of this provincial Bantam, the Irving Oil Bantam Hockey Challenge. St. John's clearing the puck into the center ice area, and that'll go as an icing call with just
Got 9 seconds left
9
there.
seconds remaining on the clock.
Still plenty of time for Exploits to get one here now. It's a big face-off in the St. John's zone. See, they got Healy out there and Rory Cash, and then Jason Little again up front. And Corey Mitchell, of course, is out there on the blue line, and I would suspect they're probably going to try to get it back to Corey, and everybody will go to the net here to look for a rebound.
9 seconds showing on the clock. Regulation time. We're tied at 5. Mark Oakley has scored a big goal for St. John's with 1:04 remaining. Puck is dropped. St. John's gains possession. Puck is flipped off the glass. Along the boards at the center ice. Long shot. Grimes steers that one to the corner as the buzzer goes to end regulation time. And we are tied at 5 here at the Windsor Stadium. And this is the championship game of this provincial Irving Oil Bantam Hockey Challenge. Well, Barry, you really can't ask for a better finish.
No, well, we're going to overtime in the provincial championship here, Roger, so it is a good finish, albeit a bit disappointing for the Exploit squad, holding a 1-goal lead there with about a minute left to go and a weak goal going in there. But again, it's a bit late for that now, and you got to put that out of your mind and realize we've got overtime ahead, and we're still not, we're not losers in this game by no means. There's 1 goal left to be scored, and let's be the ones to score it.
That's right. And that's what it will be. It'll be sudden death when we come back after this break. You're watching Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge Tournament action from the Windsor Stadium. We're back and waiting for the face-off to start the overtime to this championship game in the Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Tournament. A 5-5 tie, and Mark Oakley has to be considered a hero for St. John's, coming up with the tying goal with 1:04 remaining in regulation time. The puck goes into the St. John's zone right from the face-off. Now St. John's bring the puck out to center ice. Here's Barry Clark, shot right across the goal mouth area, and Grimes steered that to the corner. St. John's with the puck still inside Exploits Valley territory. It's out at center ice. Now it's shot back inside the zone. Here comes Exploits in the center ice area. It's Rice bringing the puck in across the line. Rice still with it in back of the goal. Knocked down on the play, falls on top of the puck, and we get a stoppage. Faceoff will come deep inside St. John's territory.
I expect now referee Pomeroy to let the guys play here in overtime too. It'd certainly be disheartening if someone had to win this game on a power play.
Leo Pritchard moving into the face-off circle for the team from Exploits. Set for the draw. Exploits win it. Back to the point. Now it's shuttle on the board. Leo Pritchard can't keep the puck in. St. John's get it to the blue line and out to center ice. Pass intended over on the left wing. That was intercepted by Exploits. Here comes St. John's with it. In across the line. Can't hang on to it. Backhander. And that's steered out of harm's way to the center ice area. And the St. John's team seems to have found some new legs here in the overtime period after that scoring play to tie things up. Late in the third period, St. John's called on the offside.
Yeah, again, Roger, it's a point in the game. Now we're gone into overtime. It's been a very spirited battle, and I'm sure both sides are fairly tired now, and it's showing a little bit. But again, you got to dig down within yourself in these times and try to come up with that little bit extra.
A minute 13 gone by in the overtime. And Doyle, Colin Doyle, shooting the puck from center ice into the exploit zone. St. John's with the puck, trying to set it up in front. Here comes exploit. Out to center ice. Chris King with it. King lost it as he tried to cross the blue line, battling for possession. Now it goes right to the goaltender. And right in front of the goaltender, Richard Cliff comes up with the puck. Passes it up ahead for one of his teammates. Here's Connors in the center ice area with it. Connors couldn't hang on to it. Exploit Valley come up with it. In across the blue line. And the puck tipped off a stick. Back comes St. John's. Cliff. Pass intended for one of his teammates. Put it onto an Exploit Valley stick. Puck goes off the glass as Exploit Valley completes some player changes. St. John's having done likewise just a moment ago. In the center ice area, a battle for possession of the puck. We've got an injured St. John's player and a penalty coming up here to Rory Cashin.
Well, I just mentioned, Roger, I was hoping that this game wouldn't end on a power play, and I still certainly hope that it doesn't. The player was coming out there, and he didn't have the puck, and Rory hit him pretty good. I think the call is charging, but if anything, I think it probably should have been interference. But at this point, you know, I can't say he should have put the whistle in his pocket, but did it interfere with a scoring opportunity? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself, and right there it didn't.
You saw the play question. A charging call to Rory Cashin.
The player is still down there. I would suspect that he's lost his wind there. He got hit pretty good. He didn't see the hit coming. So
looks like it's Darren Halloran for the St. John's team.
Well, the Exploits team are really going to be tested now, Roger. I mean, it's one thing, they kind of got the wind taken out of their sails when St. John's tied it up late in the third period, and now they're facing a 2-minute disadvantage.
Well, they had a 2-man disadvantage in the second period of this hockey game, and they came up with a goal in the late stages of that second period. They went ahead 5-2 at that point, and it was almost, you could almost have said to yourself, well, holy cow. So, you know, we're ahead by 3 goals. Well, you know, what a big lead going into that third period. But St. John's were patient, albeit on that last goal. To some degree, you've got to say that Oakley was obviously very lucky, yes. Taking a shot from the center ice area, and simply intending to, I guess, shoot the puck inside the Exploits Valley zone at that juncture of the hockey game with 1:04 remaining, simply to try and get, I guess, his team's goaltender on the bench for the extra attacker. And Matt Grimes misplaying the puck, went off the end of his glove, just caught the inside of the corner of the net, and we've got a tied hockey game, and that's where we stand here now. We've played 2 minutes, 15 seconds of the overtime.
Yeah, St. John's got one early there in the third period, and that was a lift for them initially, and then they managed to get in another one, and then, of course, the last one was a big break for the St. John's team. But when it's 5-5 or any tie score for that matter in overtime, you know, it's like a new game now. 1 goal wins, and both teams got the same advantage to score that goal.
Well, once again, they asked for Dr. Jim King, who is on the Exploits Valley team bench, to come to the assistance of those who are working on the injured player on the ice. So once again, we certainly hope that it's not a serious injury, but it would appear as though it was simply a case of the player getting the wind knocked out of him because of the collision that he obviously wasn't expecting. And Rory Cashin is going to pay the price for it because he gets a 2-minute charging call against him, and certainly not a good situation for Exploits Valley going into well, as soon as we resume play here in just a matter of a few minutes or so.
Well, I guess, you know, it's at the point, too, that you got to be aware of when the referee may be calling a penalty, and at that point, the player didn't have the puck, and Rory willingly put a body check into him, and now he's in the penalty box because of it.
We're going to take a break with the score tied at 5. We're into overtime. The Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge at Windsor Stadium. on the bench. Doesn't look as though it's a serious injury, Barry. So we're back to the live action, but Exploits Valley playing short-handed now. And let's see if they can stave off the St. John's attack. Here comes St. John's, bringing the puck in across the line. Clark feeding it over to Hedges. Couldn't do anything with it. Gets it back to the point. At the point, Horwood gets it out to the center ice area. Exploits Valley shooting it outside the line. Hit one of the linesmen, and boy, he felt that one. Long shot by Exploits Valley to kill off that St. John's power play opportunity. Puck is out at center ice. In the center ice area, Exploits Valley dump it right back into the St. John's zone. St. John's shooting the puck up ahead. It goes back inside the Exploits Valley zone. Cleared along the boards and out to center ice. Here's Oakley with it. Oakley over to Clark. Brian Clark had the puck knocked off his stick. It goes to the corner, and it's fired off the board and down the ice. And the puck hits the side of the goal, being protected by Craig Cowan for St. John's. A 5-all tie. We're into overtime. The Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge. Exploits Valley shoots it off the glass and right back into the St. John's zone. And Oakley, who scored that goal with 1:04 remaining in the third period to tie things up for St. John's, shooting it around the boards. Here comes St. John's now. In across the line. Long shot. Grimes steers that off the blocker, and it goes over top the glass and hits that mesh that covers the back part of the stadium here, and they're trying to knock the puck down from there.
Yeah, I think we got about 23 seconds left here, Roger, in the Exploits penalty, and they've done a good job so far. St. John's had one minor opportunity there, but nothing developed. Obviously the biggest penalty kill of the season here for the Exploits squad.
Well, all the money is on the line now, and the big guns are out there for St. John's. Brian Clark, Hedges, some of the big scoring guns back to the point from the face-off shot, low right on the ice, right across the goal mouth, and the St. John's player couldn't get any wood on it. Puck comes out to the point. It's cleared, but not out here. St. John's again with it. Grimes goes down on his knees to make that nice save on the play. Exploits Valley getting the puck into the center ice area, and they fire it into the St. John's zone. Rory Cashin is back out on the ice, and so Exploits Valley successfully kill off that minor penalty. Here's St. John's from deep in their own zone. Here's a pass into the center ice area. Puck is dumped into Exploits Valley territory. Puck cleared around the boards. Exploits Valley gain possession. Here they come to the center ice area. In across the line. There's a shot. That one's blocked by the goaltender Cowan. They try to set it up in front. There's another shot. Another shot. Hit a defender in front. Puck is loose, and finally the play is called.
Yeah, a couple of good chances there, Roger, for the Exploit squad there. Puck lay loose there. It was a good job by number 47, Hines, there, the St. John's team, to block a couple of shots that never even got to the goaltender.
Chris Hines doing some nice work in front of that goal. Exploits Valley knocking on the door, looking for...
Exploits hasn't used their time out yet, either, Roger, and I mean, Corey Mitchell in particular must be pretty tired there now. He's been on for the entire penalty kill. Now might be an opportune time to call one.
Jason Little will take the draw for Exploits Valley. Little wins it, tries to get it back to the point. St. John's intercept that pass. They try to bring the puck in across the line. That was blocked by one of the Exploits Valley defenders in the center ice area. St. John trying to gain control. Exploits Valley had it momentarily, then lost possession. Then St. John's loses it. Some scrambly play of sorts here all of a sudden, as neither team can seem to hold on to the puck for any length of time, and we get a stoppage in play.
A two-line pass there, Roger. It seems to me like both teams are a little bit on edge now, realizing that the next goal is going to be the winner. Again, Corey Mitchell is still out there, Roger. He looks pretty tired to me.
Face-off will be just inside the Exploits Valley zone. We're into overtime, tied at 5. And it's Chris King feeding the pass over to Walsh dumps the puck into the corner. Pritchard in after it. Pritchard still after it, trying to get it out for one of his teammates in back of the goal. Exploits Valley with possession. They try to get it back to Mitchell. Puck comes out to center ice. Here's Rice with it. Rice off of a St. John's. They got it inside the St. John's zone. Back comes St. John's to the center ice area. Pass intercepted. Here's Chris King off the board. King in across the blue line on the right side. Goes to the board. Tried to feed it into the slot area, but couldn't as the puck is cleared out to center ice. And the puck is shot right across the ice, back into the St. John's zone. St. John's dump it into Exploits Valley territory. Here's a pass for Leo Pritchard too far. Pritchard races after the puck deep inside the St. John's zone. Two players in there, three fighting for possession of the puck. It's poked loose. Here's a chance for Exploits Valley right at the side of the goal. Pritchard, Cowan has it and holds on for a face-off.
Yeah, the St. John's goalie is still not going to take any chances at this point in the game. Anything comes near him, he's going to get that glove over it and get a face-off.
Reminder that our Provincial Irving Bantam Hockey Challenge telecast being brought to you in part by K&L Sports and, of course, Donini's Pizza and Donair on Duggan Street at 489-0000. We trust that you're enjoying the telecast tonight of this championship game. We're tied at 5 and we're into overtime. Puck drops deep in the St. John's zone. St. John's get it up to center ice. At center, it's Hedges. Hedges going in on goal. The shot. Grimes got a piece of it. Puck comes all the way out to the blue line. Exploits Valley come up with it. Here comes Exploits Valley to center ice. It's Corey Mitchell with it. Mitchell had the puck knocked off his stick. Horwood will fire the puck inside the St. John's zone. And his teammates race outside the blue line so they don't get called on the offside. Now it's center ice. Once again, it's Jason Little with a shot. Glove save by Cowan, and he holds on for a face-off.
The Exploits team, Roger, have been using a short fence now for well over a period, and it seems like they're after losing a little bit of their flair. It only takes one goal here, I know, but they want to keep them legs going and ensure that St. John's don't get a break.
Face-off will be deep in the St. John's zone with 2:58 remaining in the overtime period. Here's a shot. Corey Mitchell. Oh, loose puck right in the crease area. After that initial shot by Exploits Valley. Now it's out at center ice. St. John's with it. St. John's poke it inside the Exploits Valley zone. Hedges in there racing after it. He's bodied off the puck. They try to set it up in the slot area. And the St. John's player ran into a check. Here's a 2-on-1 for Exploits Valley. Mark Healy going in on goal. He can't get the shot away. The rebound. There's a shot. That one was blocked by a St. John's defender. Exploits Valley still with it. Into the corner. It's Corey Mitchell trying to set it up at the side of the goal. It goes in back of the net. And St. John's fire it into the center ice area. Oh, Exploits Valley comes dangerously close. Corey Mitchell feeding it over for Jason Little. Here comes St. John's in across the blue line. Going to the corner with it. They fire it around the board. Back to the point. There's a weak shot. That one hit a skate. Here comes Exploits Valley. Player knocked down on the play. No penalty call, and some fans were looking for a penalty on the play. Puck is cleared off the boards at the center ice. Back comes St. John's. Here they come. 3-on-2. In across the line. Matt Grimes makes a nice save and holds on for a face-off.
Yeah, I see the fans there were screaming for a penalty, Roger. I think they think that referee Pomeroy owes them one from the penalty he called there earlier on Rory Cashin. I don't quite think that was deserving of a penalty. It was a good play there by Leo Pritchard to try to get a break.
Let's see that on the replay.
There a little while ago we had a good shot. Exploits had a good chance to get a goal. Corey Mitchell put one in there, and Little made a nice deflection, and St. John's were lucky didn't find its way across the goal line.
Puck comes out to the center ice area. St. John's shoot it right back in. Exploits Valley has possession. We're down to 1:30 in the first overtime period. Trevor Horwood had the puck momentarily. Here comes Exploits Valley in across the line. The shot going wide of the goal. It bounces off the board and the back of the net. Exploits Valley trying to get it out in front. Goes off a skate. Right at the side of the goal. Now the puck is shot to the boards. And cleared by St. John's to the center ice area. in the center ice area. Horwood picks it up. Horwood for Exploit Valley. Across the ice pass over for Walsh. Walsh goes crashing into the boards. He couldn't hang on to it. From just outside the blue line, it's shot back in by Exploit Valley. 53 seconds showing on the clock in the overtime period. Here's Exploit Valley with a chance. Going in on goal. Oh, nice glove save by Cowan, the goaltender. And the puck comes out to the center ice area. It's Rice with it for Exploit Valley. Rice feeding the pass up ahead. Here's a chance. Shot. And Cowan. Watch that one go just wide. Exploit Valley with the puck back in the center ice area. There's a long shot. Cowan makes the save and holds on to it. Now it comes loose. Play is called.
Yeah, we saw there a moment ago, Roger. Chris Walsh had a good chance to end this thing. He made a nice move there and had a good shot away, and St. John's made a nice save there, glove save.
The goaltender Cowan making the save on the play too. And now we've got is it a broken stick? Yes, it's not a stick measurement, but a broken stick that goes to the Exploit Valley bench.
Yes, I don't think Exploits could afford another stick measurement at this point.
23 seconds showing on the clock in the overtime period. It is 5-5 here at the Windsor Stadium, the championship game of the provincial Bantam Irving Hockey Challenge. The winner represents the province of the Atlantic in Campbellton, New Brunswick. On the face-off, St. John's with the puck deep in their own zone. They'll fire it around the board. Here's Healy.